Good evening, and welcome to Sunday Night Satsang with John and
Michelle. Hi. Hi, everybody.
good evening, and we're coming to you tonight from a beautiful country town called Grayton, and you can hear maybe some birds in the background.
Noisy birds.
And we're looking out of our doors onto a beautiful mountain, trees, lovely evening sky, and we're in a very high vibration.
Yeah,
Right
we're
now.
surrounded by beauty, so
Absolutely, it really does help when you're in a beautiful place to have a certain high level of frequency.
that helps. For sure.
And so that's what we're going to be sharing with you tonight, some techniques of how to raise your frequency and the importance of raising your frequency, particularly at this time that we're going through.
Yeah,
And Michelle is going to share some of her astrological insights. Those of you who are on our mailing list will hopefully have seen her video, which we put out today, your newsletter, your new moon newsletter,
Solar Eclipse.
Solar Eclipse, and all sorts of exciting things happening there.
Yeah, there's lots
So
there.
Michelle will share some of her insights with us shortly, but let's do the most important part of the evening, and that is to fully come into the space, the space of presence, the space of now. And so we do that by becoming aware of our body. You know, our body is a portal into the present moment. It's something that's always with us. And if we anchor our awareness in the present moment, we find that life becomes so much more easier. The word is synchronistic. You find that life starts to flow. Circumstances, situations, and people just arise. I mean, like this beautiful place that we're at right now. Very unexpected, but we're staying in the most beautiful place.
Invited as guests.
Invited, yes.
It's really wonderful. Yeah.
So it's really nice.
Very
And
spoiled.
yeah, if you just think of all the challenges you have in life, and those challenges are generally your thoughts about the situation, not actually the situation itself.
Yeah.
And so let's start this evening by withdrawing our mind from all other times and all other places and becoming fully present with just this moment, here and now. And we do that maybe by gently closing our eyes, settling into our chairs, into our seats, wherever you are, and taking a deep breath in, and then letting it go and relaxing your shoulders and your neck muscles at the same time. Just let it all go. Take another deep breath in, this time pushing your tummy up like a big ball, and then that beautiful long relaxing releasing breath out, surrendering. And let's take another deep breath in, this time pushing our tummy up but taking the air right down to our toes. So we visualize this air being taken right into our body, up into our shoulders, the top of our head, and then that releasing sigh out. Just let it all go. And now just allow life to breathe you. Just become aware of the in-breath and the pause and the out-breath and the pause. Become aware of this rhythm of life. Just become aware of what it feels to be alive this evening, what it feels like to have a body. Settle back into your chair and feel the support of the backrest holding you. Become aware of where your hands are resting, where your feet are resting. Become aware of all the evening sounds maybe around you. I'm not too sure if you can hear, but we have guinea fowl in the garden. There's a dove. What else can you hear from your surroundings without judging it right or wrong, good or bad? Just become hyper aware of everything you can hear in this moment as you settle down into your body. Becoming aware of the gradual stillness which is opening up within you as you listen, as you maintain your awareness on your breath and your body. Being aware of the sensation of your body on the chair, your hands, your feet, the temperature of the room on your cheeks. and everything you can hear. Acknowledging the stillness within you right now, this quietness, this stillness is your true essence. Beneath the noise of life, beneath your worries, your concerns, beneath your past and your future lies this wonderful pool of presence, which is stillness. Just honor your beingness with your awareness for a few moments. Finding the gift that always lies in the present moment, called ease. And ease and stillness and the present moment, all one and the same. It's called beingness. You might like to help clear your mind by reciting a little affirmation. I am stillness. I am quietness. I am the stillness that listens to all the evening sounds. I am being. And I am love. And as we sit here with our eyes closed, relaxing into our bodies and down into the present moment, feel a sense of gratitude for this connection, for this community of like-minded people who are joining us on our journey. Feel the connection within this group, within this community. Feel it from the center of your heart. And say a quiet Om Shanti, Shalom, Namaste to the people with us in this vibration of connection. And now take a deep breath in, pushing your tummy out like a big ball, bigger, 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 and then that long sigh, relaxing, releasing breath out. Just let it go. And gently, when you're ready, open your eyes.
Thanks, John.
Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Good
everyone.
evening.
Thanks for joining us
Yes.
on our Sunday evening.
Lovely
It's
to have you here with us.
to see some familiar faces and some new faces. So thanks for coming and for spending an hour with us tonight, hopefully.
Yes.
So I'm going to do a little bit of an update. I already have done a full one on my video, which I put out. It's on Facebook. But I think that just to give us a context for tonight, what John and I thought we'd talk about is raising our vibration. And it's not just because that's always important to do, but because we really are preparing for something quite big next week. So from this week to next week, we're kind of in a portal. You could almost see it like a little tunnel. So tomorrow we have a solar eclipse at 8:45 in the evening. And I know that in Cape Town, apparently you'll be able to see it partially. Although it's a total eclipse, you'll actually be able to see a partial eclipse from Cape Town. I'm not sure about the rest of the country, but you can have a look. And a solar eclipse is basically when the moon kind of passes over the front of the sun from our perspective. So the sun's light gets diminished for a while. And in olden days, that was seen as a terrible omen because everything went dark for a bit. But this is really, it's a sort of a ring of fire. So as it moves across, it creates a sort of a ring of fire around it. And energetically or symbolically, it seemed to be if you look at the moon is the feminine in astrology anyway, and the sun is the masculine. So when the moon moves across, they say it's as the feminine vanquishing the masculine for a while. And so that's the energy of the solar eclipse. And so for me, it's telling us to really honor the feminine within us. And that goes for guys as well, obviously, because you also have the feminine. So it's to honor the feminine, honor the beingness, as opposed to all the doingness. And this is a very big theme that's actually coming in more and more over the next few years, really. So tomorrow is the solar eclipse, which is basically a new moon. And what happens at a solar eclipse is that basically it's always a time of new beginnings, of new starts, of planting seeds. And so this is a good time to do that on the solar eclipse tomorrow. So letting go between now and then of what you don't need, just releasing any emotional baggage, releasing any physical things that you might be holding on to, literal physical things, give them away. Releasing patterns, thought patterns that you don't need. So clearing the way, really, so that when the solar eclipse happens, we've got a kind of a clear field. And then the next week, we're actually heading towards the solstice, which is in a week's time. So it'll be next Monday. And the solstice will be basically on the same day as this major conjunction called the Great Conjunction, which is the conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter, which happens once every 20 years. And this one is moving into an air sign for the first time in 200 years, which is quite a big deal. So we're moving from a very heavy energy, sort of the earth energy of the last 200 years, which has really been about outward manifestation, and we're moving more into an energetic age. So it's, the dawning of the age of Aquarius. That's what most people are seeing this as signaling. The big thing about this one as well is that they move in, Saturn and Jupiter move in sort of 2 days apart into the sign of Aquarius, but they come together at 0 degrees of Aquarius, and always 0 degrees is a very powerful point in the zodiac. So it's quite on many different levels. This is signaling a shift in consciousness, and I feel that it's actually calling upon us to shift our consciousness. So to be aware of where our vibration is, where our frequency is, as we go into the new, because this is kind of the end of a very, very long cycle and the beginning of a new cycle, which is lighter and more energetic. And I think that in years to come, we're going to be seeing a lot more people being much more aware of the fact that we actually are frequency holders, that we are energetic beings and not just merely physical beings. And I think that's coming more and more to the fore. So the emphasis really is on how do we actually prepare for it. And I would say that it's a week of preparing our vibration. So being very cognizant of what we're eating, what we're drinking, our thoughts, our activities, and just keeping on bringing us back to that feminine place, which is obviously where we're able to let that vibration rise up. So that's a little bit just in context for tonight.
Yeah, and talking of the feminine energy, so we've created a society that pretty much honors the masculine energy, and the masculine energy is the doing energy. So, for example, we have woman's lib, and what does woman's lib do? It becomes a doing energy, and that's dishonoring the feminine energy in that it seeks to find its identity in the world of achievement.
Yeah.
And that is not the feminine energy,
No,
is it?
it's not. No, feminine energy is really the holding energy. So I often refer to it as sort of a chalice, so the holder of the flame being the masculine, and the chalice being the holder of that flame. So the flame really needs something to hold it, and that's the feminine energy. So neither one is bad or good, but they work together, and they've got to be balanced. And our society and our lives have been very unbalanced. I mean, most of it's all about action and what have you achieved and what do you own, and
Yeah.
It's very external, which there's nothing wrong with, but when it's unbalanced, there isn't that, it just creates the issues that we have on our planet right now. So it's balancing the masculine and feminine out there and in ourselves.
Yeah, that wonderful sign from the East, those two sort of fishes that are black and white, and they fit into each other.
Yeah.
And what we have done is we've created a society that is very much out of balance, very much out of balance with the masculine energy, with the doing energy, with the outgoing energy. And that has disempowered us from a feminine energy point of view, because even from a masculine we have, we are the outgoing energy from a male point of view. I mean, it's great to go and do, but if we don't come back and spend a bit of time in beingness, in centeredness, in appreciation, then I believe we will pay the price for that. I mean, physically we pay the price in our modern world with disease. And the very word disease means dis-ease. So the masculine energy is the outgoing energy, which is that's fine for accomplishment, achievement. But the coming back is the ease. Coming back and sitting. For example, we're away at the moment in this beautiful country town called Greyton, surrounded by these most beautiful mountains. And this is a feminine holding energy. It's coming back to a place of rest. And I know we've got the holiday season, the Christmas coming up, and so often we turn that into a doing energy, when in fact taking a break is meant to come back and take a time of ease, of relaxation. And yet so many people get caught up in the frenetic commercialization, buying, shopping, doing, and that isn't what it's about. I believe that we need time to come back to a place of refuge, a time of retreat, almost to retreat. And as Michelle was saying earlier, this time that we're going through, particularly for the next week, I would suggest you treat it as a retreat back into the feminine energy, the holding energy, the being energy, the being itself. And be very aware of the balance between the doing and the being, particularly at this time.
Yeah, there's a lot of fiery energy around at the moment. We've got Mars in a very difficult aspect. Mars is in Aries. It's about fighting. It's about freedom. It's about fighting for our freedom. There's a lot of very hot energy around, and airy energy around. So it's fire and air, felt fire. Think lots of heat, lots of masculine energy. Fire and air are masculine. So to calm that down is really important this week, because Pluto and Saturn, when they come together, Jupiter and Saturn, Jupiter's the biggest planet we have, and Saturn's not so small either. So when they come together, it amplifies everything. So the way I see it is that wherever our vibration is this week, it's going to be amplified. So it's just to know that. So if you're in a very sort of a low vibration, if you stay there, that's going to amplify and drag out. If you're on a higher vibration, obviously that's going to get amplified as well. And it's almost like this is setting a trajectory for us moving into the new. Because these eclipses and these very big movements energetically, because that's really what we're talking about, is they're long lasting. It's not something that lasts for a day or two. This is very long lasting. So we're going to be moving through this energy for a very long time. And as we move into the age of Aquarius, it's quite important to set that groundwork, as it were. So anything that you need to do to bring yourself into balance, to bring that masculine and feminine to balance, the yin yang, and we're going to just discuss a few things, a few ways of doing that. But very important this week. You might find that emotions are heightened. You might find that stuff comes up that you haven't looked at. You might find that old injuries might resurface. Anything can kind of happen at these times because it's very potent. So it's just to be very present for it and to spend more time just bring yourself back.
Yeah, so on the one hand, we seem to have these fiery energies. You say it's air and fire. So expect emotional outbursts, maybe situations like that, of
Anger.
frustration, anger coming to the surface. But then it's to realize that at the core of all of reality is vibration, frequency, vibration. Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of frequency, vibration. And the core energies which we have, which connect with the field of frequency, of vibration, more than anything else, are our thoughts and our emotions. And I would suggest that particularly over the next week, we become very mindful, very aware of what thoughts, what emotions we're busy holding on to, and busy radiating out into the world, because it is a radiation of energy that comes from us. And the question we have to ask ourselves is what do we want to amplify? Do we want to amplify the fire? Do we want to amplify the anger? Do we want to fire up the resentment or those type of energies? Or do we want to rather increase the energy of connection, of peace, of love, of joy, of empathy, of compassion? And if that is really the frequencies we want to work with, it's to be mindful on a moment-to-moment basis which frequencies we are actually adding to. And on a much a bigger cycle of things which fit in with this, we have what's called the Yugas. And in the East, the old Sanskrit teachings were on these massive cycles, I think about 26,000 year cycles, and they were divided into different sections. And we've gone through a cycle of about 2,400 years of what's called the Kali Yuga. Now that's the dense, heavy material. It's called the Iron Age, solid stuff, and that's very much a masculine energy as well, very solid energy. And we are now shifting into what's called the Dwapara, which is the age of energy. And this is a long cycle. I mean, we started really manifesting this new age of energy 100 years ago already, when we started coming up with the ideas of radio waves and radar and radiation, and Albert Einstein's very famous equation of matter and energy in being intertwined. And so we're moving, but now I believe that what we're going through now, particularly right now, is we're going through an amplification of that move into the field of energy. Where in the past, if we wanted something done, we had to physically get out there and do manual labor. And now, I mean, I know a lot of us out there are involved with energy, computers, cell phones, and not only that, we have in the physical body and the healing of the body, we have a lot of energy modalities now. A lot of equipment, for example, are energy-based, frequency-based equipment which one can use to heal. Never mind the natural healing processes of Reiki and those type of healing modalities. So we're definitely moving into this age of energy. And as we do that, to become more and more aware of what energy we are busy holding inside us. Which frequency are our thoughts and our emotions, moment to moment to moment. And if you do get caught up in an argument or an altercation or some form of resistance to life as it is, that's fine. The moment you're aware of that is the opportunity to choose a new direction, a new frequency of vibration. And quickly you put your hands on the steering wheel and you come back to a higher frequency, the one that you would like to amplify, rather than those that you don't want to amplify.
Yeah, it's always a choice. It's always a choice in that moment. Because, fire energy is not bad. Like, nothing's bad. All the elements are necessary. Fire energy, when it's angry and aggro, can be very destructive. Fire energy, when it's in balance, is vital. It warms everybody up. It's encouraging. It's motivating. It's inspiring. It helps us to transform, to transmute. So it's not bad. You've got to just balance it. So the fire energy on its own is a very inspirational time of the year. It's Sagittarius. It's about, what are my goals? Where do I want to direct my arrows of energy? Do I want to put them into into a nowhere place, or do I want to put them into a place where it's actually being used and useful? You know, where's my thought? Where are my thoughts every day, all day? You know, where am I sending my power? Am I sending my power into the past? You know, resenting or you know, being sad about something that happened 20 years ago, or am I actually bringing it into now, which is then going to fuel me into the future? So that's the fire. And the air is thoughts. Air is communication. So again, when air is out of balance, it can be very unsettling. If you think about a sort of a sandstorm or something like that, where it's whipping, that wind is whipping, it's very unsettling, very scattered, very difficult to actually be focused when there's too much air. And so to bring that into balance, so you can say you're bringing your thoughts into balance. All those ideas that you've got, you're actually just bringing them into balance. And the things that balance those two are the feminine elements, which is water and earth. So water, drinking lots of water this week, really. Detox.
Because that helps with the detox.
Drink water, clear out. Bath. If you can have a really beautiful soaking bath or swim, John had a swim earlier, or a kind of a longer shower, and sort of imagine the shower water going through you and clearing out anything that you don't need through your feet. It's a beautiful way of showering. You can turn your shower into a healing session. It really does work.
Yeah,
you know?
and to be aware that, you know, our imagination, our visualization is energy. So while you're showering, just visualize all that no longer serves you being washed away. If you've got a particular ache or pain in your body, you visualize that being washed away and disappearing down the drain.
Yeah.
Or if you have an emotional block or an emotional bit of pain in you, and maybe you're carrying a little bit of grief in you or resentment, you visualize that going with the water, being washed away. That's very, very powerful, because that's energy again.
Very
and
powerful.
Energy will interact with the physical form. Albert Einstein said that the field is the sole determinant of the particle. And what that means is there's a field of energy which is the only determinant of what shows up in the physical world. So if you want to change something in the physical world, you first change the field. And what field of energy are you carrying around you? Just become aware of that moment to moment. You know, am I carrying depression? Am I carrying resentment? Am I carrying guilt? Am I carrying jealousy? Or is this the field? So in this moment, I can change it. I can visualize it being dissipated. I can visualize, you know, even if you're not taking a shower or you haven't got physical water, you can close your eyes and visualize a waterfall. You're standing in a beautiful dell in nature somewhere, and you just visualize this water washing through you, particularly if you get a bit fiery, if you get a bit caught up in a situation. Close your eyes for a minute or two, just for a minute or two, and visualize this beautiful, cool water just washing through, washing away that resentment or that anger or whatever it is. That is the power that we have to work with at the moment. We have immense power within us, the power of how we feel and how we think. That's the primary creative energy of the universe, and we're stepping into that power now.
More so, yes, absolutely, John. And you know, that power, I think some of us have sort of played around with it, and we know that it sometimes works, but it does work, because our thoughts do create our reality. And so when we're visualizing, you know, there's a lot of research done on visualization and healing illness. And they've done a huge amount. I think it's Martin Veal, I can't remember his name. They've done a lot of investigations into sort of people that are going in for an op, and when they visualize before, their experience and their healing time is much, much quicker than when they just go in cold. A woman I know actually had cancer, and she had chemo, and while she was having the chemo, every single time she had chemo, she visualized the chemo as golden sparkles of light. That's all she did, nothing else. She just visualized it, and she sort of said, "Thank you for this. This is actually healing my body. It's golden sparkles of light. It's not a toxic substance. It's golden sparkles of light." And she didn't get sick, and she didn't lose her hair, which is very interesting. So that is the power. That is the power that we have of our thoughts and because we are able to actually change the frequency. And I think that's what's going to be coming more and more into the foreground over the years to come. So we kind of forerunners for that. If you're listening to this, you know, just know that your thoughts are powerful, that wherever you send them is going to manifest that. You can choose to send them into a ditch if you like, but just know that that's where they're going to go. That's what you're going to manifest.
That's what you're going to amplify.
Yeah, you're going to amplify that.
So the first step in all of this is awareness.
Yeah.
Without awareness, you don't have any power to change anything. So the first step is awareness. Awareness is the primary place of all change. You have to have awareness of what is in this moment. And what is my thoughts and my emotions. So from that awareness, you can then choose consciously to choose different thoughts, to choose different focus. I mean, we have this immense power as human beings of focus, of attention. I mean, there's so many things happening in the world around us right now, and we can choose where we put our focus. What particular aspects of the world out there do we want to feed with our attention? Do we want to amplify with our attention?
Yeah.
So that's really the first step, is to become aware that we have awareness and we can choose. I mean, that's the first step. And then we want to share some tools with you as far as what we can do to raise our frequency and our vibration.
So I think just what we've already discussed, being conscious
Food.
of your thoughts. Sorry, oh, I wobbled it. This is a little bit of a wobbly little thing here. It's being conscious of your thoughts and in any specific moment. So even if you have an emotion, feel the emotion, but see if you can just feel the emotion. So if you're feeling sad, allow yourself to feel sad. If you feel like crying, cry, but don't attach the thoughts about it to it. So the story about the emotion. So it's very important that we actually feel the feelings, because that's actually what washes them through us and it heals us. But when they're attached to a story, they start to actually amplify and it gets out of balance. That even gets out of balance. So it's just to be aware of our thoughts, what we say, what the information that we're taking in, what we're reading, what we're watching. Just see just be very cognizant, especially this week, because it is like a little bit of a preparation ground.
I would suggest that one of the things that we can work with this week as well is to make what is more real to us than what isn't.
Yes.
In other words, to make the present moment give it more of our attention than yesterday or to tomorrow. The mind loves to dwell in time. It loves to regurgitate the past and to try and anticipate the future, and it spends so much energy doing that. But if you can just say, well, for the next week I'm going to make the present moment my primary point of focus. I'm going to make what is right now more important to me than what isn't, which is my story. My story isn't, although we make it real. And if we can do that this week, I think that's a key to our transformation, to our successful transformation.
Yeah, and I think while we're doing that, to be grateful, which is a natural extension of that. So in this moment, I'm grateful for. Name the things that you're grateful. Name the people that you're grateful for. That's the best practice that you can do when you wake up and go to sleep. Write them down. Write down what you're grateful for. I'm grateful for this person. I'm grateful for this pillow. I'm grateful for this food, this house, whatever you've got, for this body, for each part of your body. If you're battling to find something to be grateful for, that instantly raises your vibration and your frequency. And it's something that's very, very accessible. It's not always easy to just say, oh, well, I'm going to access joy. You can do it, but it's not that easy. But you can access gratitude. Everybody can access gratitude. And you can access it within minutes, within seconds, where you just connect with what's in front of you. So as John said, make that more important than anything else. That's in front of me right now.
Gratitude is one of the highest vibrations that we can ever contemplate, is gratitude. And it's very easy, as you say. I mean, there's so much around us each and every moment to be grateful for. What about this breath that you're taking right now? Isn't that something worth being grateful for? And the moment you hold gratitude in you, your whole vibration lifts. And because of the energies that we're going through at the moment, that gets amplified out into the world. And we can change the world. not necessarily by going out and marching and protesting, but by protesting here with gratitude. I mean, if you vibrate at gratitude, it changes the whole of your reality. Your biology changes, we know that, but you're changing the field, and the field is the most important part to creating the physical universe.
Yeah. And we are feeding the field, and the field needs our vibration at the moment more than ever.
Yeah.
So we have a responsibility to do that. So it's just to do more of that, finding something beautiful, really, just looking at something beautiful that raises your vibration. Looking at a flower, looking at a tree, looking at just something that generates that feeling of gratitude, or I mean, nature does it for me, for sure. Just looking at a plant or a flower or a bird, or just something natural.
You can look at anything in nature and find beauty in it.
Yeah.
Man-made objects, we like to judge them. I like that and I don't like that. That's beautiful and that's ugly. But when you come to nature, it's hard to have that judgment.
Absolutely.
You can't have that judgment. So pick up a little stick, for example. You can hold a little stick in your hand and look at the beauty of that stick. Or a little leaf. You can hold a leaf in your hand and look at the incredible complexity and perfection of that leaf. A tree, a flower, a bird. Whenever you focus your attention in nature, you can see beauty.
Absolutely.
You can see beauty because your judgmental mind tends to dissipate a little bit, and you see what's really there, not what your mind is telling you there.
And instantly when you do that, your vibration rises. It has to, because it's brought you back into the present. You're looking at something beautiful, which in itself has a high vibration. So nature, just go outside. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling confused, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling angry, go outside, sit down on the grass, or sit down on a rock, or under a tree, and just look at something. That'll raise your vibration. Definitely raise your frequency. And then food, obviously food as well, being conscious of what we eat, because different foods have different vibrations.
Yeah.
So like a Big Mac burger ain't going to do anything for your vibration. I mean, it just isn't. So it's obviously a very obvious one. But just being cognizant of, are you eating live food? Is that food high vibrational food? Or is it dead food? Is it packet food? Does it have any nutrient in it?
So you can think about this week being a retreat, and let's retreat from all heavy vibrational foods.
Yeah.
I remember years ago when I suffered quite badly from arthritis, I read a book, and it said if it comes in a box, a packet or a can, put it in the trash can, not your body. And I think that's a good rule of thumb as we retreat, is to be aware of anything that is manufactured, anything that's processed, doesn't carry its original energy, its original vibration.
No.
So try and eat food that carries the vibration of nature, the vibration of as the divine created it, rather than how some factory has processed it. Yeah. So try and be mindful of what you eat. Eat color, eat natural, eat fresh, every day. Yeah.
Yeah, and then drinking lots of water, you've already mentioned. Drink more this week.
And if you can get natural water again, water, we're so lucky where we live in Cape Town, and that we've got a natural spring in the mountain behind us, and we collect our water from there, and we're not drinking water that's been forced through purification pipes and right angles and being chlorinated, or worse, certain places fluorinate their water. So it's important to try and drink
good water,
high frequency water that hasn't been abused in any way at all, because your body is 70% water, and the water holds memory, and when water has been abused through a purification process, it isn't going to add high frequencies to your body. Rather try and find good water to drink.
Yeah, definitely. So water, and then things like exercise, getting your heart pumping a little bit, go for a walk, dance, put some music on. Put some music on.
That'll bring joy.
Dance to a piece of music you love, or just sit and listen to a beautiful piece of music. It's quite good to get moving though. Yeah. Especially if you're feeling if your energy is very low, then movement actually helps. So what happens energetically in terms of elements if your energy is very, very low, fire can actually lift it, and exercise actually activates the fire element. So it's just to get a little bit of exercise, get your body moving. So
gets your lymphatic system moving. You know, the lymphatic system doesn't have a pump, but when we move, we get that lymphatic system going. So this is a time of clearing, and clearing through the lymphatic system is really important. And dancing is fantastic. You know, if you're feeling a bit glum, or a bit down, or a bit anxious, or a bit fearful, or a bit depressed, put on some music, some high frequency music.
Absolutely.
And get your body moving. Get your body moving. It is so quick. You can change your vibration. You know, personally, I mean, I absolutely love music, and it changes your frequency of vibration. Here's a warning: don't listen to old songs that have a strong emotional content for you, because your mind will be going away from the present moment, will be drifting off into, 10 years ago or 20 years ago, and then all these other thoughts will come in. Try and listen to new music or high frequency, joyful music, not something that has a heavy emotional attachment to it. Just be careful of listening to your favorite hits from 20 years ago. That is not what we're speaking about here necessarily, although you can, as long as it doesn't have that emotional baggage with it. But try and listen to something that raises your frequency. You know what picks you up. Use that.
Use that.
Yeah.
Most of us have got one or two songs that we know that we put that on. It absolutely raises the vibration quickly.
Yeah.
You know, there isn't an emotional attachment, and it just helps you to feel better. I believe creativity does as well. So if you play an instrument, if you do any art, if you do gardening, cooking, those kinds of things that you love to do raise your vibration. So do more of those.
Yeah.
And less of the, so you have to do the chores, yes, but balance it. See if you can really see how you can balance your energy this week, because I think it's going to be quite important going forward.
And I'd also suggest going back to musical sound is mantra.
Yeah,
mantra is very, very powerful at shifting energy. First of all, if you're listening to Sanskrit mantras, they've been recited for thousands of years. So they carry a morphic field of vibration within them, which will work on its own. You don't have to understand the mantra.
Absolutely.
But just if you can play the mantra in the background while you're working, you get, something like Om Mani Padme Hum. If you play that in the background, it raises your vibration. The Gayatri Mantra is absolutely fantastic. They're friends of ours who have a group called Desert Rose, and they do the most beautiful mantras. And you can just go to Desert Rose. I'm not too sure what it's Desert Rose Music, I think. Desert Rose Music, and they can give you digital downloads of their music. Very, very high frequency music. It's hard to be down when you're listening to that type of music. It really is. So mantra is, I think, a very valuable ingredient in these times that we're going through right now, to lift your vibration. And obviously, be careful what you feed yourself. That Big Mac burger isn't a good idea, but nor is the mainstream media.
Yeah.
The mainstream media, one must understand, is designed not to educate you, not to uplift your vibration, but to sell you something, to sell you a philosophy, to sell you a product, to sell you an idea. And as such, in order to sell you something, it's got to put you in a low vibration, so that their product, it promises you, will lift you up. So, if you want to sell someone something, put them in fear. Fear sells quicker than anything else.
Make them feel like they're not good enough and they need to be
Make
better.
them inadequate, yeah. So that's what the mainstream media is designed to do, is to sell you stuff. And in order to do that, it puts you in a fearful or in an inadequate vibration, so that you will want that product to make you feel better. That new dress, or that new chocolate bar, or car, or golf club, or whatever it is. So I would definitely suggest retreating from mainstream media at this time. Definitely withdraw your energy. Don't buy newspapers, magazines, or definitely don't listen to the news. And then the alternative media also, there's a lot of fearful stuff doing the rounds at the moment. Don't participate in. Don't give it your attention. Don't feed that field. We live in a world of infinite possibility. We know in any moment we have access to an infinite number of future possibilities, And if we, we get caught up in really dark conspiracy theories and fear, that is going to hold us down. That's going to hold us down. So rather, there's some beautiful videos out there that we can watch. There was one the other day, Louise Hay, which is absolutely beautiful.
No, there's some lovely movies. There's something called Heal. There's lovely movies. Peaceful Warrior we've watched. Lots of different really good stuff.
There's
out there.
lots of really good stuff to raise your vibration, your frequency at the moment. There's a wonderful movie which we showed at the retreat the other week called The Shift by Wayne Dyer.
That's beautiful.
And that's another one. There are so many. And if you really want a list of movies that we would recommend, for example, if you want movies, just message us and we can send you a list of ones that we would recommend.
I
for
see
shifting your
Michelle
vibration.
Diamond put on Desert Rose music.
There we go. There's a nice.
Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, they're really amazing, and it's the kind of music, the mantra music, and that kind of Desert Rose music is the music where you sit down, turn the lights down, light a candle, and listen. If you battle to meditate, if you're one of those people that says I can't meditate, one of the best ways I find is just to put a piece of music like that on, because the words don't really carry you off anywhere else. They just bring you in. And you just feel like you've had a bath after you listen. After you've listened
a bath
to that.
in love.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Bath in love. Yeah, and if you ever get the chance to watch Desert Rose live, that's really a beautiful experience. Really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think just also just doing something for somebody else. I think if our vibration's low and we're feeling depressed, or we're feeling hopeless, or we're feeling worried or anxious, just doing something nice for someone else actually does raise your vibration. Even if it's saying something to the cashier that's working and everybody ignores, or the petrol attendant, or sending somebody a message, or just doing something something selfless is also definitely raises. In fact, it can actually be a cure for depression, doing something for somebody else.
Yeah. It's this week. Make it your goal to do at least 1 or 2 random acts of kindness every single day. These are random, complete random acts of kindness, unexpected, not planned, but just in the moment. Do a random act of kindness, and you will feel so much better. And the person that was on the receiving end of that random act of kindness will also vibrate at a much higher energy frequency, and that will ripple out into the world. So. You never know. They say those tropical storms are created originally by the flapping of the wings of a butterfly. So one small random act of kindness can have major repercussions in the world that we inhabit. To realize that the field is instantly connected. It doesn't. The physical world, the world of Newtonian physics, is like a billiard ball. You hit this ball, it hits into that ball, it ricochets off, and it takes time. The field doesn't operate like that. Energy doesn't operate like that. It's instantaneous. You change the field in this little part of the field here, and the whole field instantly changes. So, as you do an act of kindness here, you change the whole of humanity instantaneously. And I remember years and years ago going to a talk by Og Mandino. He wrote a book called The Greatest Salesman. And he said, if you want to be successful in the world, find a trend and speed it up. Well, the trend right now is towards awakening, towards awakening to love and connection, to compassion, to caring. That is the trend. That's our destiny right now, irrespective of what the mainstream media is telling us at the moment. We are awakening. And so I would suggest you everything you in your sort of realm of control or possibility to awaken yourself and to let that ripple out into all those that you meet on a day-to-day basis. And if you are feeling good, and the other word is God. If you're feeling that godliness in you, that sacredness, or that joy of life, which is all the same thing, that will instantly raise the vibration of those people around you. And it's a very, very auspicious time that we're moving through right now, a very powerful time. And I believe that we can shift this world in ways that can't be currently perceived or predicted or anticipated with the logical mind. There are huge
Huge
opportunities and openings, portals open right now, and we have to co-participate in our evolution, in our awakening.
Yeah, and I think that whether we are aware of it or not, our consciousness is being upgraded. There's a lot of stuff out there confirming that. Apart from the astrology, it's our frequency is shifting. So to ease that and to be co-creators with it, it's to kind of see ourselves as, you know, if you see yourself as an energy being, and that everything you do and everything you say is actually sending out ripples of energy into the universe, it changes things, as opposed to just saying whatever you want to say and then, you know, not being aware of how powerful we actually are, each and every one of us. None of us more than anybody else. We've all got it. It's just to actually acknowledge that power that we have within us. And I think that that's what we're moving into, is the acknowledgement of that, and that we have the choice to shift our frequency. We can shift it. We're able to shift it. It's possible to shift it if you want to. You don't have to, but you can. And so those are just sort of some ideas, but just see this as a real week of preparation. That's all I can really say. Nobody really knows how it's going to play out. They're very, very big shifts happening. So it's to prepare yourself as if you were preparing yourself to go on some exciting, amazing, wonderful trip, you know, or vision quest or something like that. Sort of treat yourself as if you were preparing for something big, and that you didn't want to carry any baggage with you, and that you wanted to be a clear channel, and that anything that comes up for you this week, you let it go. You journal it, let it go, do your rituals, do your showering, do whatever it is to just release, so that you're actually a clear channel, I think.
And forgive. Forgive means to let go of. Just let it go. You don't need to carry it anymore. You know, if the world was going to end in a week's time, why do you want to carry it any longer? Let it go. Let it go now. Let it go. Forgive is to release with gratitude for everything that's ever happened to you in life, because everything that's ever happened to you in life has brought you to this particular point right now. So say thank you for all those wrong things that have happened to you in life, or wrong things that you have done in life. Say thank you to it all, because it's brought you to this point right now. And this is a wonderful moment in time to be here on earth, a very, very auspicious time to be here right now. And just to know this, you are a spark of the divine. And the divine is unconditional love. You are that unconditional love. That is your true essence. That's your true beingness. And this is a time for recognizing that divinity within you. It's not a case of achieving it or earning it or being given to you. You are it already. You are that spark of the divine. And all it needs is for you to recognize it and to honor it with your attention and your focus and gratitude.
Yeah.
So thank you. Can we ask you to lead us into a new week with a visualization?
Sure.
Beautiful visual. And stick around for after, because we have an affirmation card for you. We'll select one for the week, and I think affirmations are a very, very powerful way. Yeah. Another powerful tool for shifting consciousness, shifting awareness. Repeat it over and over and over again, an affirmation. So we'll select a card when Michelle is finished with her beautiful visualization. So stick around for that. And if you'd like to know, we offer an online platform. It's called Inner Space, and it's an ongoing platform. And you can join December. December is about truth, and it's on journeysofawakening.com. And we also have a course, a 13-week online course called Journey to Freedom, and we've got a new one which will be opening up, a new one starting about mid-January. We haven't set the date yet for that, but we will. But if you go to journeysofawakening.com, you can join Inner Space right now.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, so let's lead you just into a meditation or visualization for the week. Just close your eyes, allow them to drift to the close. Take a beautiful slow breath in, all the way in, and a beautiful exhale out. just feel the release that you feel on the exhale. So breathing in all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, blowing your tummy up. And then on the release, just drop your shoulders, soften your body and let it all out. Just release. And let's do 1/3 big beautiful breath in, being very grateful for this breath, all the way in and out, releasing, 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 letting it all go. Just bringing yourself into presence. That's it. Now we're going to bring some beautiful mother of pearl liquid energy in through the top of our heads. Imagine mother of pearl, cool, feminine, nourishing energy, nurturing energy coming in through the top of your head, filtering all the way down through your head, clearing away all those thoughts, those conditioned thoughts, those worries, those anxieties. Just clear them all away. Allow that beautiful, swirling mother of pearl liquid energy, liquid light moving through the top of your head, softening everything in your face, softening the little muscles around your nose and your mouth and your jaw, your ears. Bringing that light down through your neck, into your shoulders, and as it goes into your shoulders, let your shoulders just drop. Relax. Bring that beautiful mother of pearl liquid light now in through your torso, clearing any areas of resistance or pain or tightness, any area in your body which you feel needs healing. Send this liquid light right there. Let it just permeate and swirl around that area and clear whatever it needs to clear. All the way down through your hips now, through the lower back and the hips, into the legs, into your knees. Let that light swirl around your knees, into your shins, into your ankles, into your toes, whole or both feet, and beautiful down into the earth. Imagine a beautiful network of roots going deep, deep, deep into Mother Earth. Imagine that light just streaming in through the top of your head, clearing and letting go. And you can say to yourself, I release whatever you want to release. I release this pain. I release this anxiety. I release this fear. I release this sadness maybe. Possibly I release this anger. Say to yourself whatever you want to release at this solar eclipse. Just before it, it's the waning. This is the time to do it. Release it. Let it come down through your feet and into the earth, giving it back to Mother Earth. Creating a beautiful, clear channel. And now connect in with your heart. Breathe into that heart as if you could expand it by your breath, with your breath. Soften your heart and open it up. Put your shoulders back a little bit and open your heart, soften it. Imagine a little spark of light buried in the middle of your heart. Now I'd like you to set an intention, a seed of intention for the new moon tomorrow. Any intention that resonates with you. flow that intention into the flame so that the flame grows brighter. And now allow that flame to grow brighter and bigger, till it radiates through your whole body and out of your body, and radiates out to eternity. You could say an affirmation: I am surrounded by love. I am filled with love. I am love. And just feel what that feels like in your being. And now take a gentle breath in and a gentle exhale. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. The time is.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you. That was really nice.
Good.
If you've enjoyed tonight, then please press the share and the like button. Share now and like this, because that gets it out into the world. Like and share. And send us your hearts. We love getting those as well.
We want
Thank you very much.
We
So let's
want
choose
love.
a card for tonight. I think I chose last time. It's your turn tonight.
Okay.
You choose. So we've got a whole lot of cards here. Let's
Like
choose.
this. That one.
Yeah, that's a nice one. It's a...
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
that's beautiful.
I like this one. I am stillness and I radiate peace into the world. How about that?
I am stillness and I radiate peace into the world. I'll take a photograph of that and I'll put it up on my page, John Homewood 7. And you can use that affirmation throughout the week, no matter what's happening to you. You might not be still, you might not be at peace, but say the affirmation. You'll see how it shifts you. Very, very powerful tool.
That's a beautiful one.
I am stillness and I radiate peace into the world. And don't forget, this time we're going through the time of amplification of what you hold inside. So if you hold some stillness and peace inside you, that will be amplified into the world. And darkness has no power in the presence of light. No power whatsoever. God bless you. Thank you for being with us tonight, and have a beautiful, peaceful week ahead. Very auspicious week, very important week. So be mindful.
And we'll see you next Sunday. We're going to do a special meditation next Sunday because it's on the eve of the big event.
Yeah, the
So
big
join
alignment.
us for that one.
Yeah. So we'll do a special meditation next Sunday.
Yeah.
And spread the word and share it with your friends. And we look forward to seeing you next Sunday night for Satsang with John and Michelle.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Lots of love.
Lots of love.